Okay, welcome back. I was working the last couple of days, so I could finally get back to the game. I've done my best to try and avoid any and all spoilers. I mean, not like I don't know what's going to happen, but in terms of the changes and stuff. As of right now, we should be pretty much done with the Otherworld version of the hospital, and we should be then heading outside to Rosewater Park and all other stuff. If we are following the original, I should still have to go find some kind of memo to lead me in that direction, and then James will see Laura out the window, and then he chases her, and then you kind of have your two objectives and do all that stuff, and then go to the labyrinth, prison, across the river to the hotel, or the lake, and then game over. So technically right now we are about the halfway point. First two major zones would have been the apartments and the hospital, and then after that, the next two major zones will be everything within the historical society. That's the labyrinth and prison, and the hotel. So we are kind of at the halfway point. I'm almost done being sick. So let's do like a really quick halfway through thoughts and impressions. So far, it's a mixed bag, obviously. For someone like me who's played the game for so long, there's little things here and there that I like and don't like. Some of the things I do like, I like some of the changes they did with some scenes. I like the transition now from the regular world into the other world in the hospital. I like that little bit of change they did. Makes more sense. It's still very true to the original, but they added more to it, and I think it's better. From the Mary's perspective in the hospital hallway, looking at the lights, and then transfers to the other world version. I like that. The Mary scene in the elevator, I like that too. I think it was shorter and made more sense, considering the hectic nature of that scene. Same thing with going into the Heaven's Night. Instead of Maria having like 10 keys in her boots, backpack, pockets, and everywhere else, she just has one. That's all you really need is one key for the back door. So it plays out similarly, but it's not like 100 keys. It's more condensed, compact, and to the point. So far they've been doing this weird nostalgia thing where like they recreate scenes from the original game but don't put them in the game, and then turn them into like some kind of interactable nostalgia thing. That's been bothering me, and I don't know why. It feels more like, it's like, here's something we could have done, but we're not going to, and we're going to show you that we could have done it, but we're not going to. For someone like me who knows the original game by heart, that I know it's supposed to be good, but it feels bad. Like it feels like a snub, or like they're rubbing it in your face. I don't know why it feels that way. For me, it just seems to. I don't know why. Probably because a lot of the times when those things do happen, the spots where they're being replaced feels slightly inferior, in my opinion. So, for example, the intro fight with your first lying figure, it makes more sense for them to change that a little bit, because it becomes more of a tutorial mission almost, to teach you how to crawl, interact with items, and all that stuff, and get it all into one good, consistent flow. So that makes sense. But the actual encounter with the lying figure, I think, is stronger in the original, because of the way it's standing up in the background. It's like all in shadows, so it's very like ominous, mysterious. And it's not until it gets close out of that silhouette of the fog that you're like, oh crap, that's a monster, and then James has to panic and get a thing. In the remake, James is just looking at a radio, and the thing just stumbles and falls on boxes. So the impression you get is almost that this creature is like helpless and can't even stand up straight or something like that. They're two very opposite styles of presentation. So it's a lot of weird little things like that. As far as characters go, I like James. The actor, I think, is doing a pretty good job on it. It's very like true to the character, but it's played slightly different. It works. I really like what they're doing with Eddie. There's a lot of really cool scenes they've done with him. Where like my most standout one that I liked was when James sees him in the theater, and he's like, "Well, I'm glad to see you got your appetite back." Now James didn't mean anything by that, but he meant like, because last time we saw him, Eddie was throwing up. So he's like, "Okay, you got your appetite back. That's good." But then it cuts to Eddie's face, and you can see he's giving him a side eye, like as someone who is a big guy, like I've dealt with things like stress eating and stuff like that. So you can tell in Eddie's eyes that, one, he's offended by that comment, and then right after that, he just starts shoveling more food in his mouth. He's stress eating. He's upset, and that's his way of dealing with it, is eating more. And I love that. I loved that. Laura, I thought was gonna bother me, but how do I put it? I don't mind the changes to Laura. The acting is good for her, from what I've seen so far. My only real complaint with Laura, Laura is supposed to be 8 in the original. I don't know how old she's supposed to be in this one, but Laura in the original, as an uncle, acts just like an 8-year-old. They don't have a filter, but they're also like innocent enough that they don't mean anything mean when they say mean things. The Laura in this one feels like a 12-year-old playing an 8-year-old. So when she's saying jokes and making up names and stuff, it feels like there's actual cruel intent behind it. But that's not who Laura felt like in the original, if that makes sense. Especially with the whole like fart face thing. Like in the original, Laura is like upset at James because he lashed out at her twice in a row, more or less. When he called her a liar, and then when he called her a snotty little brat, So at that point, Laura's a little kid. She's not used to being like mean. So when she calls him that, that's like there's a hesitation in her voice before she calls him it, and it's like she's trying to muster up the meanest thing she can, and that's when the fart face comes out, because that's the meanest thing that Laura can say. In this one, she's throwing it around like she made that word up and it's the most clever thing she can think of. It's a different character thing. She goes from being an innocent kid to like a young bully. Let's see. As for Angela, I kind of already said that Angela's a very hard character to get right. But everything I've seen so far, she's reading the words almost word for word, like verbatim, with the same cadence, but it's not coming out naturally. I think if they would have let her, the actress, if they would have let her kind of like bring it into her own, I think that would have been better, similar to like what Eddie did. And as far as Maria goes, Maria is very weird for me, because Maria, I'm not understanding the take they're going with this yet, because so from the promotional stuff that I've seen, like trailers and stuff like that, the clips I've seen of her as Mary seem good. They seem like they're spot on with who Mary is. I think my problem is with actual Maria, because a lot of the same scenes play out very similar to the original, but the intent feels off and weird, and I can't put my finger on what it is. But it's not like an off-putting, unsettling weird. It's like a character acting, motivational weird. Like, it's not making sense in that regard. Which is something I did bring up, I was going to bring up, over the prison scene that they had shown right before the game launched. Which I'll probably talk about more in depth when that actually happens, because I haven't gotten there yet, obviously. But in that scene, Maria just came back to life, or has been back to life, we don't know. But at this point, she knows what she is, as she's been slowly gaining more and more of Mary's memories. So in that scene, she's jumping back and forth between the personality she's able to draw in as Mary, who she is as Maria, and just bounce back and forth, not just to tease James, but also to kind of like, she has like this new sense of self-awareness, and she's kind of coming into her own and showing James off what she is. And so in the remake that they have shown us, at least in the promotional stuff before the game came out, they showed that scene again, but the voice that she uses and like the personalities and stuff, it's not the same as the two that we've heard so far. Like, it's not the Maria that we know in game, nor is it the Mary that we have seen so far in game, both with like the letter read and the flashback scenes that they've shown us. So it's almost like a third voice, and that doesn't make sense to me, at least within context of who that character is supposed to be and where Maria is in that mindset at that point in the game. But we'll see how it plays out when it actually happens. Because what I noticed when I had nitpicked the previous scenes that they had shown, by actually playing the game, I realized that they had cut those scenes down for us. So a lot of context was missing from those scenes, and they play out better now that we're actually playing them in full. So I'm going to give that scene a chance when it actually happens. Only other thing left that actually does bother me is how they handle the other world. So, to kind of like do like a quick explanation, in the original 4 games, this is something that I think that a lot of the Western devs just up and forgot to even care about. The other worlds in those games, they're always tied to somebody's memories or their like deep-seated feelings. So in Silent Hill 1, you know, you had Alyssa's school, you had the hospital that she was kept in, and the amusement park. So the school, Otherworld, was very reminiscent of her attic at home. The room with all the scribblings on the walls. If you go into the school in Silent Hill 1, everything is very wooden. It's very much like the attic in her home. And then in the hospital, obviously, rust, blood, and all that crap. And then the amusement park, you know, that's probably the childhood that she was robbed of having. In Silent Hill 2, you had the hospital, for obvious reasons, the prison, because of James's desire to feel punished for what he did, and then the hotel, for obvious reasons. That was a very strong part of him and Mary's memories with Silent Hill. I mean, it goes that way throughout the entire 4 games. Silent Hill 4, every zone you go to, regular and Otherworld, it's all tied to Walter Sullivan's history, his entire past. The entire game is about exploring his past. And then Silent Hill 3 is kind of harder to explain because it's all tied to Heather's memories, but not just Heather's memories. It's Heather's memories from all 3 of her lives. So from Heather, her life as Cheryl, and her life as Alessa. So that's why you also revisit some places like the amusement park. It's all tied to her life. But yes, they all had a very specific reason for being. In Silent Hill 2 so far, they made the second half of the apartment buildings an Otherworld. What this would actually mean for James, they don't dive into. I mean, Silent Hill 2 is a really good game, but it's also flawed. There is room to improve upon. So if Bloober Team would have known about this context of how the Otherworld works and why it works that way, they could have dove deep into something with the apartments, make it related to James's life. A good obvious thing they could have pulled from would have been, so you learn this in the hotel towards the end, that towards the end of Mary's life, when she only had a few weeks left to live or whatever, the hospital sent her home, and James had more or less take care of her. So that entire Otherworld of the apartments could have been a reflection of their last few weeks at home together. that would have been great. I mean, it wouldn't fit within the timeline of the story in terms of how things are revealed, but you could have tried to squeeze that in somehow. But it looks like they didn't. Instead, which I really want to dive into that real quick too, is that in the original 4 games as well, the other worlds all had their own unique styles and looks. So like I said, the school in Silent Hill 1 was very based on like the attic and not just the attic, but pretty much Alessa's home in general. The entire like wall structures, everything being wooden. What the few spots you do see of Alessa's home, it looks very similar. But every zone looks different. Even in Silent Hill 2, the Otherworld version of the hospital, a lot of white draping, a lot of blood, but there's also parts where it's very sterile. Like, it's supposed to be like, you know, how clean a hospital is, but also like unnerving at the same time. Sorry, I'm trying to talk, but I'm also like so congested right now. And then on the hotel, you know, everything is very when everything switches over, the other world is pretty much like the equivalent of like flood damage. Everything is very wet. It's you can see like almost mold. It looks almost to the point where like everything is still dripping in water, and even the basement is still flooded. If I remember right in the story, it does say that the apartment or the hotel had burnt down, so this also could be a representation of like the aftermath after the fire, for like the firefighters kind of putting it all out. Either way, you could say that like that flooding could be a representation of something. But yeah, so far, the 2 other worlds we've seen so far, with both the apartments and the hospital, both look exactly the same. It's the same exact art style, it's the same exact interpretation. So at this point, I'm expecting to see the same exact Otherworld style again, both in the prison and then again in the hotel. I don't know why they could not have, because it's drawn up from someone's memories and feelings and stuff. Like, the town manifests this stuff. It's not just, oh, this is the upside down from Stranger Things. That's not how Silent Hill works. That's not how the Otherworld works. It, just like the monsters, are a manifestation of somebody's subconscious, which means that not just the visuals are a like the layout, the visuals, all of it is manifested. So it all means something. Because when people talk about Silent Hill having dream logic, that's kind of what they mean. Like, you can analyze what things look like and how they connect with that character in that area for how it means significantly to that character. So far, it's all looking the same, which is something that we have seen since like Homecoming and onward, mostly thanks to the movie. And yeah. So yeah, here I am griping like I always do. The game itself is fun. I did notice though that both with the apartment Otherworld and with this Otherworld, there's like one centralized puzzle in the middle of all of it, and it's like, follow the chains, follow the branches to unlock multiple things for that one puzzle, and then that's it. It's kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to call it lazy, but it's very same. Everything in the other world so far is very same. That's the best way I can describe it. Alright, I'm going to stop complaining, and we're going to get back to actually playing the game. Ow, I just pulled my hair. We will see where we are at. I'm not going to try and just up and leave the hospital yet, just because in the original you did have to go to like an administrative office, find a map with a thing on it, and then you saw Laura, and then you would leave. That said, we are just freshly saved, so I want to try something first. So, technically, this should all be a safe zone. If Laura is technically outside, just like any other time when we deal with Laura in the original, all monsters, including Maria and Pyramid Head, find a way to separate themselves from her presence. I've already complained about Maria being in the same room as Laura in those steps, or those staircases from the first to second floor. Not making any sense because of that. Because in the original, Maria always finding a way to separate herself from Laura, be it not wanting to go to the bowling alley, getting sick and wanting to lay down, or Pyramid Head literally preventing her from going forward, all happens right before you encounter Laura. So it's more or less, it's not only just foreshadowing what Maria is, but it's showing you that her and the other monsters keep their distance. People have said that, well, that also could just mean that, Laura just doesn't see the monsters, but when you look at the game in the original, if they wanted to make that apparent, that she just doesn't see them, they would have, by putting the monsters in her presence and she would just not see them. I think the fact that James fights both Maria and Pyramid Head, along with all the other monsters, and fights both Angela's personal monster, is a good signifier that these are real creatures, I mean, the closest in the original that Laura ever gets to any other monsters is when she locks James in that basement room. Not basement, in the first floor room in the hospital. They start coming down from the ceiling while that door is locked. So that's probably the closest she ever does get to them, but even then, a door is locked. They're separated by a closed door. They're in two different rooms. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to shut up. I believe this is... Yeah, okay, so this is the memo I think I'm supposed to be looking for. Let's find out. Yep, we have our key. This should be to a box right up... it should be a box behind the statue of Jennifer Carroll, I think. Yeah, she should be wearing it outside. Okay, and there should still be a memo. No map, though. Potential for illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman will be driven, like him, to the other side. The other side perhaps might be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no way between here and there. It lies on the border where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some may say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I'm a doctor, not a philosopher, or even a psychiatrist, unlike the director. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us his imaginings are nothing more than the inventions of a busy mind. But to him there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy. So why, I may ask, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Yeah, that's word for word from the original. Was that at the end of this? I can't remember. It might have been. I'm remembering more of the map and the key, but this might have been there too. I can't remember. I mean, they do move things around a lot. Oh, my head was all clear all day, and I come to sit down and now I'm sick. So there is one thing I do want to try. So Maria was in the basement. I want to know if I can actually go back down there, refollow those steps, and go back down to the elevator. Probably not, because that would have been... Okay, well, it's already showing that door scratched off, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's locked. So, alright. It would be worth investigating, but... Oh well. It should still stay a safe zone. I don't know if the whole building would be. I'm sure there's probably some kind of progression lock that's going to prevent me from actually going out there. Oh, the key I'm giving is to exit. Well, that makes sense too. Okay, so now we have a Silent Hill movie outdoor otherworld. I guess it kind of makes sense because in the original, the otherworld never changes from the hospital. So it's like your otherworld out, and then you go straight outside, and it's just nighttime. You could say the nighttime is now coalescent with the otherworld. That is fine. It also makes sense too because by the time you do hit the labyrinth and the prison, that still technically kind of is the otherworld because of all the holes you're jumping down through, like all the impossible stuff. So it does make sense to consider the outside at night to be an otherworld. And in that regard, I don't have a major problem with this change. Sable, quit scratching my chair. I have a brand new chair. I just got a brand new chair. It's a brand new chair. Why don't you get your butt up here and lay down if you want my attention? Oh my god. Cats. Alright, so... where do I want to go? Technically, the next place we're supposed to go is the Historical Society at the end of this whole trek. Obviously, where is O'Neill's bar is going to be the next spot over. Right? Yeah, because... where's South Street at? Hi, Sable. Hey. We have a cat-tailed. Where are you at? What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you not know? Okay, well, I'm going to explore. Obviously, I should not be able to go up. So originally, the path up to Pete's Bolorama, I don't think you can go that way. You have to go south across the Rendell Street, and that would then take you to South Street, and then back over to the other map. Because you'd have to wrap around all the houses to go back up to Rosewater Park. We weren't given really any clues on where to go next. Now, obviously, if we followed where we saw Laura go, she went towards that light. But, in the sake of gameplay exploration, we are going to go the other way. Hey, come here. Come here. Yeah. Uh-oh. Not today. Explain to me how she swung as I was swinging. Oh, that's right, they swung twice. I do want to... So is there no... So this is something I noticed, I'm trying to test things out. So in the original, it was hard to, like, there were no actual, like, control instructions but there were three kinds of hits. You could do a charged attack, which is over their head. This was, oh my god, my nose is not allowing me to speak. There was kind of a charged attack, and that would be an overhead swing. And then you had your regular base side swing. And then there was also another way to do a thrust, and that was to push something away from you, more or less, to get yourself some distance. So you had 3 swing attacks with your melee weapon. I cannot seem to get him to do anything other than a basic swing. I mean, that's kind of an overhead, but an overhead was a full-on conk. These are just right-hand swings. Like, if I hold it, there's no... If I do it in combination with a directional, I get nothing. In that sense, the original has more complexity. Also, the backtrack is doing the same exact thing as previously in the Outside, where it's the same exact thing looped over and over. The original game had dynamic background music, so you had certain things that would kind of like punctuate at certain moments. This seems to be just one simple track that just loops. Not really the best, because the crescendo of the track, well, I didn't mean to do that. It loses its tension almost immediately, and slowly starts to become annoying. Now, if they would have let Akira be completely in charge of the audio, like in the original games, then that probably wouldn't have been the problem. But I'm gonna lay that blame on Bloober. Alright, so... Yeah. Okay, so that is blocked off. Let's see where we're at elsewhere. More cockroaches, I'm going to assume. Yeah. Look, the flashlight even flickers for them. Alright. I didn't even see that. Like, what did I get hit by? Oh, James is looking at something. Oh, ammo. Yeah, so now if they actually do legitimately turn this into an otherworld, again, how's that working with lore then? Unless they are in fact going with the whole Laura can't see anything, but then that implies that this is in fact just a visual thing for people and not a real manifestation, which everything we know from Silent Hill 1, 2, and literally 3, because 3 tells you the stuff verbatim, like that it is happening in real time, that this kind of goes against the whole notion of how the town actually works. Oh, we got a knifey. I can never seem to bust the windows out of these vans. I mean, I know that there are schools of thought when it comes to how this stuff actually works. You know, some say it's real time, some say everything used to be something else, some say that people are just seeing things. There's evidence for all 3, but it's literally... It's a combination of all of it, really. But the town manifestations are all real time. That is so cheap. Worth it. Come here. Oh, that's not fair. Come on. Back up. So anything on the car? Nope. What about the back seat? Oh, yep, on the other side. Five bullets. Reload my gun. Nope, it's full. Okay. Yeah, like the whole, hey, I see you. Oh, the targeting. Yeah, the old regular world, fall world, other world thing, that's all the movie. That up until the movie came out, that was a fan theory, but it was known as just a fan theory. It wasn't like a concrete like thing in the universe of Silent Hill. It was just a fan theory. For some reason, they picked up on it in the movie, which, I mean, to Christoph Gans' credit, in the original version of the film, Sean Bean's character did not even exist. But the producers said, there's only like women in this movie, we need at least a couple guys. So they shot all the new stuff with Sean Bean's character and then used that fan theory of the multiple dimension bullcrap as an excuse for his scenes. And somehow that legitimized people's opinion of that fan theory and just brought it forefront into, oh yeah, it's always like that. It's not, never has been. Turn that flashlight off again. Okay. Yeah, I hear the bugs scattering. More ammo. Where's the bug? Bed cabinet. No. Have some coffee. Hopefully, maybe that'll ease up my congestion a little bit. I went out skating, my sinuses were clear. I came home and sat down, and now my sinuses are back. Yeah. Hey, what's that? Is this where I'm supposed to go, or have I found an Easter egg? One way to find out. It's supposed to be there. Oh no. Progression locked. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it would make sense to have mannequins in a safe room. Let's pick up all of our stuff first. see any drawers. Okay. I'd have to. I feel like I'm gonna end up doing a lot of editing on this clip. Nothing. Literally nothing. It's all so deep up in my head. Probably the congestion meds I was taking probably wore off by now. That's probably what it is. Alright, where are we at? Alright, so we are going to go back through Heaven's Night, it looks almost like. Have not forgotten about that November 22nd poster. Hey, we'll come back to this game on the 22nd. Was it 22nd? I marked it on my calendar. I should mark it on my phone too so I can get an actual notification. Yep, 22nd November. If that is not, in fact, a lead up to an actual Easter egg or something special, I will be very disappointed, because you don't put something like that in a corner of a room and not have it actually do something. Oh no, the dramatic music lined up perfectly when I close my map. That makes my map evil. What?
Laura, stop! It's dangerous!
Was I supposed to see that? Yeah. Go. I kind of feel almost like I'm fighting against the auto aim in this game. Because if I try and line up my shot, it wants to, like... Settings. Is that here? Because I swear I might have seen it at the beginning that there was like a aim assist or something. Interaction. Interface. Let's go there. Move display. Display graphics controls. Aim assist. That's what it was. It's a controller thing. They all have aim assist. I'll put it to low for now. If this is still annoying, I'll turn it off entirely. So many games have it, and anytime I try and shoot something, like, I have to fight the aim assist to just get what I want. It's one of the reasons I hate using any kind of third-person game or first-person game that requires any kind of shooting. I hate using a controller. Everything else is fine. Everything else control-wise is fine. It's just... Alright, yeah, I know I need to take that there, but exploration... Okay, so... I believe that... Is this the back door to Heaven's Night? I don't know. Looks like it. Technically we're inside of it? I don't know. Okay, so we're not revisiting Heaven's Night in a Nightmare version. Where? That's blend in. Alright. Now for the, anytime I see these puzzles, all I can think of is, Soul Reaver and the blocks. I don't know why. Alright, where are we at? Yeah, I'm also not a huge fan of how big Heaven's Night is now. I mean, before it was kind of like a hole in the wall. It was just a small little bar Now it's like a full-on club. Let's see. Yeah, I can kind of see it float, but it's not fighting me. Because what I want to do is, see, I'm usually waiting for that reticle to kind of like come in. Maybe I don't have to, but you'd think that like once it hits its smallest point, that's when your damage is the highest and most accurate. So if I'm waiting for that while also waiting for something, while I'm combating something, it's like if I'm not shooting it from far away, there's no point in shooting it. Otherwise, you're just wasting bullets by frantically firing. You got some trajectory on that. So they keep letting you go up to these porches, but there's never anything on. Oh, finally. Took about half the game for me to find something on an actual doorstep. Alright, everything's blocked off. Alright, so I know I gotta go in there to get across the street, but let's see how far we can go this way, because exploration is exploration. Anything in the back? Nope. Anything in the front? Nope. Just seatbelts. There we go. Really should just turn it off entirely. Okay. Ammo. Nothing. Nothing. Ammo. Oh no, being in this diner makes me think of that terrible, terrible game called Downpour. I'm expected to turn a knob and then go down a slip and slide. I feel like James was paused there and not refusing to accept any inputs. It just matched my frustration with that hit. It's more like a, are you serious? Okay, so that's where we want to go. Ba-dum-bow. Ba-dum-bow-bow. Can I push it? No. No. So it just did a spooky for the sake of being spooky? For shame. Oh, my nose. Oh, before I go out. Okay. Explore. Hide. Where's the bugs? I hear the bugs. Oh, that works too. Okay, so we definitely have to go that way, which means we go the other way. Oh! I like the fact that they hide, but it's annoying when you're trying to explore. Another potion. Alright, where are we at? Okay, so we are still following the same path, though. We're going around south, we're going to work our way back up to Rosewater Park, and then go up. I do wonder if we're going to hit Pete's Bolorama anyway, but I doubt it. It'll probably most likely be another one of those dumb nostalgia things that they've been doing. Usually we have room for a car. At most, we're good. Getting over here, not that I see. Can't get up there. Now they're putting stuff up on porches. Why couldn't they do that in the first half of the game? Anything in the car? Too high. James can't reach that high. Alright, fences. Lights on this spot are on. At this point, I'm probably going to get an achievement for collecting every single piece of medicine. I'll call it drug addict. You picked up all the syringes.
Laura, please, wait!
Well, at least Laura, please wait. I have windows to smash. And again, hey, I finally got it. Look at that. I did it. Alright, this should be the... Yeah, this is going to lead us to South Street. Hey, we should finally see the mandarins. If I can see... Well, that was that, I guess. Well, that was it. That was it. Is it gone now? That was all we got? You have to be kidding me. You... I mean, maybe If I go through here, I'll see him again. No.
Laura?
Well, that's disappointing.
Where did she go?
Because, like, in the original, like, the Mandarins, just like the closers in Silent Hill 3, because they're the same thing, they have, like, pins that come out of their hands. So in the Mandarins, they'll kind of, like, send spikes up through the floor. And that's kind of, like, how they damage you and stuff. And that alley is longer in the original, and there's several of them. You gotta kind of, like, dodge them all, and there's holes in the floor that you gotta kind of, like, go around. And here they flickered the flashlight because it's an enemy, so you don't see it, and then it disappears. I mean, sure, maybe it's probably foreshadowing for, like, another time in the game further on, where you'll actually end up running into them again, but for those of us that know exactly what they are, it's like, oh, just give it to us. Let us see them in all their glory. Hey, we've got a thing now in here. Huh. Maybe the map always wasn't... No, because the map in this was for Neely's bar. What's it say? He who is not bold enough to stare from across the abyss is not bold enough to stare into it himself. The truth can be learned from marching forward. Follow the map. There's a letter and a wrench. Yeah. Well, yeah, it wasn't... Okay, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I thought this was in the hospital, and then in the RV was the note to Neely's bar to go back to it. I might be wrong, though. Flip. None. Anything else in the RV? Nope. Okay, let's save. We do not save over the Heaven's Nights. Remember the 22nd of November. Okay, so I'm seeing clear path forward, so we're going to go left. Can't believe the light flickers for a bug. Nothing, not even a sign, no nothing, okay. Now, what about the places we have previously visited? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to explore. Okay, so that's all kind of collapsed. Are you under the car? No. There's stuff in the car. There we go. I mean, can I get James to stand still for a minute? I don't know if we can see the radio on his body. I just want to know why I only hear the radio in my left ear. That's a lot of hits. Wow. Alright, so we have the area. Bugs. Yeah, I see you. Shoot you in the butt. Oh, that was close. I mean, at least the bugs don't attack. I guess that's good. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, I guess. I mean, it would be very annoying if they attacked. Can I shoot through here? Is this Happy Burger? No, I can't shoot through a window. Come on, game. Alright, so we get Happy Burger? Yeah. Okay. So we get Happy Burger, swing by Neely's bar, and then so we go there from there. Yeah, take them both up in distance because I do not want to walk near the exploder. Bullets back. Well, maybe not as many. I think I've used more than 4. Anything here to pick up? Pick up. How many guided hits? He would have just spawned right in front of me. No wonder I couldn't see him. He was invisible. Alright, so I clearly have 2 ways out. I don't think it's going to matter which window I choose. Anything in the car? Nope. I should just look in the car. Yeah, there's bullets on that side. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, so James cannot jump, so he cannot go up anything higher than his ankles. See, because I keep hearing the radio only in my left ear, I keep thinking that whatever is coming at me is to my left. So I turn left and it's like to my right. I never played the original Silent Hill series with headphones, so I don't know if the radio was directional. But I have this feeling like it was. Like even just on a stereo system, high. Ooh, are we playing music in Neely's bar? I wonder if it's gonna be the same song, but now maybe like in full. It's like one of the things that kind of like switched in the other world. When before the record was broken and it barely played, and now it's gonna play in full. Okay, so I'll wait to go in there first. I wanna clear everything outside first. That said, the addition of the whole music box thing in Neely's Bar I did like. Not so much the puzzle, but the actual reference of like the song triggering a memory. I like that. They haven't done it since. I kind of wish that they would have, because everything about his entire exploration. Hey, oops, wrong button. About his entire exploration through town is all about his memories with Mary. Both like in visuals, like representing stuff, and bugs. But also like just where you went in general. This might be where I'm supposed to go. Alright, in that case, I am... No, because that just takes me right back to South Street. Alright, I'm not going to go that way yet. Or should I? Because that's... Let me see. I don't want to actually lock myself out of Neely's Bar. To the left, to the right. Yeah, it just takes me right back to South Street. Really? Can't let a guy shoot a nurse in private. Was I actually getting bitten by a bug? Yeah, I see you too. Alright, so I am getting bit by the bug. Well, I guess I spoke too soon then. So, where am I? Yeah, I was here. So what is this? Is this like a secret? This doesn't seem to go anywhere. Is it? I'm confused. I mean, I guess I can come back. But what's the point of this? I mean, there's a door there. Oh, okay, I see. But it's... Maybe I'm progressing farther than I should right now. We will go back. Because what was this? Was this a record store? I can't tell. But yeah, because it looks like we've got nowhere else to go now but Neely's Bar. Because before it was optional. Neely's Bar was always optional. Everything in it was optional. Alright, so before I examine that, because I want to, I am saving. Not like I really need to, but I mean, it's not like the save logo is going to disappear. Okay, we still have this. But then we should have our new memo as well. Really? you really want to see Mary, you should just die, but you might be heading to a different place than Mary, James. Alright, and this time the radio's just giving us hospital breaths. Okay, I don't think there was anything here. That's closed still. Thought I heard something. I thought for a second I heard in the crackling the word James. Oh, game's having a heart attack. There we go. Okay, so we have that room. Oh, we can explore a lot more. And none. Alright. Oh. Oh, let's see, there's something flapping in the wind, or that's a monster out there. It's a lying figure. Yeah. Like, I don't understand this weird framework that they have behind everything. Like, the grading, it's like it's underneath everything, regardless of build structure. And back away. I don't know how long that stuff lingers before it's no longer potent. It's best to play it safe. Wow. I put you in like a state of stun. Come here. That's not a door. I don't see anything in the car. Okay, where are we at? Letter and wrench. Okay, so the... Is that, no? Okay, so it's still at that one random house. Although, I believe the original one was on Lindsay Street. Up towards where the Texan Cafe is now. It was somewhere around there. In that first block, I believe. So, we go this way now. Or we don't. Cutscene. Okay, not a cutscene. Is that a phone ringing? Daddy, where are you? Daddy, help. What building is this? Just a random one. It's like 3 bullets and 4 swings. Where's my next victim? Obviously not to my left. All I'm gonna do is pick up the damn phone and see who's talking to me. Where's the phone? It's outside. Is that a payphone? In that case, this door will not open. We are going for the window. Hurry up, James. Pick up the phone before the Agent Smith catches you so you can get out of the Matrix. You have a collect call.
Hello? Anyone there?
That wasn't what he was holding. He was holding was way smaller. Okay, or perhaps you are a fool. Truth, you should trace people. You should know. The key is in the park. It is. I can't read that. The key is in the park. At the feet of the praying woman. The wrench will open the gate. The key will let loose the abyss. Gotta examine the wrench. It's a wrench, alright. So that's where the letter in the wrench was, in a payphone. Okay. I mean, there was really no significance to it being on a porch in a random street, so changing it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, I was expecting either, like, I don't know, something. Could you imagine, like, a reference to the original, like, or somebody saying something? Did I, like, should that not be scratched off? Do I gotta get closer? There, now we are. Sorry, completionist. Or pick it up and it just goes like, "What's up?" I'm marking how old I am with that reference. Or, you know, like, do you have any Grey Poupon? That's marking myself as even older than "What's up?" Okay, so music shop. Nope, this is not. So we have another diner. And nothing. Okay. It's very not otherworldly over here. My arch enemy. TVs. Almost as evil as car windows. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to Rosewater Park. Which way am I going? Not this way. Not this way. Take a left and try this way. There we go. I think only groovy music is going to be explorable. Still, I think there'd be like at least one Easter egg area. If they've already shown us the hotel that Heather and Douglas stayed in. Did we already? Okay, I guess I can't get in there now. It's all roped off. There's a record though. Can I pick it up? No. Can I break it? Okay. The door that wakes darkness opens into nightmares. Opens, yeah. I do like the random little sound effects they throw in here and there. It does throw you off, because you hear something or somebody and it's like you want to go investigate and there's nothing there. So where is this? Nathan Ave. That's where we want to go to get the rose water. This is not the alleyway there. It looks like it goes on farther. Door. Is this what we're... What? Let me check my inventory. No, okay, so I don't have any items anymore, aside from personal stuff, which we are not examining because they are all triggers for endings. I want to just see what I get naturally. So the wrench no longer opens up the box in Rosewater, it just opens up a gate. Why we lose the wrench after doing that, why that, I don't know. I'm just going to stop questioning things and realize that this is just something else. We gonna get to see a freaking Mandarin yet? There we are. Ooh, they make noise. Alright, so they put... So in design, they're a little different. I'm not getting damage from it. I don't want to shoot them either because it's a waste. I just want to admire, and I admire your design. Oh, they do spit too. Okay. Sound like an elephant. All right. this is entirely new. But we're in Rosewater now. Okay. But we used all of our items that we're supposed to use in Rosewater to get to Rosewater. Don't question things. But, in one of my speculation videos, I did say that there was a scene with Angela that when I bumped up the brightness and contrast, that it looked like it might have been in Rosewater. So if we run into her here, we'll find that out. Because she's normally not supposed to be here. Now, I should just go straight to the thing, but I'm not going to. Now, in the original, there were enemies in here. But not many. Chester. Yeah, okay. Still missing his head. Okay, that part's locked off now. Alright, so it's just this gate. Yeah, alright. Which she is straight across. So we go everywhere but me and G. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't think he commented it on the first time. Food stand, no ice cream. Alright, so I'm going to assume I can't do anything else. So where is the Jennifer Carroll statue? What are we doing?
Hey. Are you feeling better?
This place is different from what I remember.
Same.
I guess things never really stay the same, do they?
I guess not.
I don't think she's here anymore, James.
Who?
My mama. She doesn't want to see me anymore.
Why would you think that? Anyway, I'm happy to see you.
Happy to see me?
Alive, I mean.
Oh. Yeah. I better get going.
You still don't want me to go with you?
If we stick together, we might just make it out of here.
Out of where?
This town. Silent Hill.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, you didn't happen to see a little girl around here, did you?
A little girl?
Yeah, Angela? Are you all right? Angela?
No. Please. You shouldn't be here.
Angela, it's okay.
No, don't touch me!
See, that's way better. That was a lot better. That since she wasn't going off of like a pre-established script. I think it feels like it gave her more room to add to the character, and that works. On top of that, I really love that scene. It plays just like that one scene with Eddie, where James says the wrong thing with good intentions, and she reads it the wrong way. Like, when he says, he's trying to say the right thing with the right intentions, but the way he says it reminds her of stuff, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, that was great. It played just like that one Eddie scene. The moment he mentioned he was looking for Laura, that, like, just triggered her. I love that. That was good. That was good. But yeah, properly expanding on the characters and stuff like that. That's the kind of expansion that I want to see in this game, where we fill in the gaps, but keep it true to the characters. Scene like that with him and Angela, and then the scene earlier with him and Eddie, those both work. Those work really good. I'm not fine still with how they handle the other world in this game. I don't think it means anything anymore. It's just spooky world instead of actually having real meaning to James. But these are, like, it's weird because, like, there's things that hit really good for me, and there's other things that just miss entirely, which is what I was expecting to begin with. Okay, we got our key. I'm going to assume that's, yep, Historical Society key. And we got a note. My patient buried it here. I knew but did nothing. It made me uneasy to have such a thing near. I wasn't looking for the truth. I was looking for tranquility. I also saw that thing. I fled, but the old society was sealed. No one dares to approach that place. Now I offer you the key. If you still do not wish to stop, James, I pray the Lord to have mercy on your eternal soul. Okay, so we should be able to cross the street and go back to Jack's Inn, which should be this way, which is where Angela ran. And I would explore more, but so far all of my explorations have led to nothing, so I'm not gonna try. I believe, yeah, these should be still blocked off. Yeah. Now, in the original, I want to say from the exit here, it was like the entrance to Jackson was literally straight across. But this, it's not that far off. It's just off a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna save. And out of curiosity, I want to see if there's anything else out of the Silent Hill 3 spot. It was 106. Yeah. So you have the Seal of Metatron. Or not Seal of Metatron, the Halo of the Sun. We never see the Halo of the Sun anywhere until Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 2 has a very similar looking symbol in the prison in one of the cells. I believe a lot of that stuff's tied to the occult ending where James tries to resurrect Mary instead on that island. Obviously they don't create all this stuff from scratch in the first game and just use it as a bible for everything going on forward, so that design could have been the original inspiration and they might have just like kind of worked on it more from there to make it mean something, because I forget what kind of runes they are. I don't think they're are they Hungarian runes? I can't remember, but they spelt names like Dahlia, Alessa, and then two other names I can't remember. But we're at least rewarded for checking stuff. What about up here? Is this still open? That's still there. Nothing out of it though. Now, I'm gonna step into conspiracy theory for a second. So there are all the bodies you see in the game, like on the floors and stuff. They're all wearing the same exact clothes as James. Everything from the dead guy in front of the TV in the hotel when you first meet Pyramid Head, to all the bodies scattered throughout town. They're all wearing James's clothes. The heads are disfigured because you can't see them, but everything else is the same. Clothes, all exactly the same. I'm not going to say that James is in some kind of a loop where, you know, if he dies, he starts over again until he gets the right choice made to exit the town. It would be cool. But to me, if that was like a canonical thing in the game, which I don't think it is, they never really give a full explanation as to why those bodies have the same clothes as James. But if that was a thing, that would be a great way to excuse any changes in this, because it's just him going through different, you know what I mean? Different, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything new in here. Alright. I'm gonna try and do the straight shot on Nathan Avenue. Because if I go back through that gate in the back, all that's gonna do is... Where would that even take me? That would take me back the way I came to the hospital. So, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna try going the old school route, then we're gonna go straight. In that case, it's working. Hell yeah. Well, in this case then, how close are we going to get to the original? Because there should be like some kind of like storage building here on the left. I see it. I can't remember what kind of building it actually is. And then on the right we should have a billboard. Did I already pass it? Because there's like a little water tower slash like water refinery thingy, which should be, I can't get that close. But that might be what that is, yeah. Okay. And then I believe from there on the right, there's not much of anything except for a billboard. And then, okay, we are now at Texan Gas. There's a little garage right before it. Yep. And then the garage would wrap around, I believe, into the back. I can't remember if there was anything you could get in that. But I remember it being partially modeled, almost like you could. I can't remember. The jack. Okay. That's a really big handle for a jack. Well, if we're doing any nostalgia stuff, is there a car with a steel pipe in the hood? No, there's a car but no steel pipe. Nothing inside. Alright, I believe I exhausted all of that. Because, yeah, you had the Texan Gas. It was more of a corner shop, so the Texan Gas was on the corner here. And then the gas pumps were more diagonal. And then this parking lot was big and open. And then the garage was right where it is now. Okay. Well, it's already marked off, so... Oh, calm down there, game. Wow, it's bugging out. Okay, there we go. Now, so, right there. That's the original Heaven's Night. So we're gonna have another we could have done it moment right there. Why go through the effort of putting it in the game if you're not gonna put it in the game? Like, there has to be some reason they're doing all this. In that case, there's Pete's Bolorama. I'm cutting around here. Okay, no, I cannot. Okay, so it's not going to let us wrap around behind like before. They're going to let me inside. Can I go left? Yes. So this looks very much the same on the inside, although the entrance is different. The entrance before was in the front, this is in the side. They are giving me a save, so am I supposed to be in here? they modeled it entirely. So they built it all, but didn't.
This town's full of monsters. Who could just sit here and eat pizza?
I know it's supposed to be a nod. Because then this is the exit out. Now, in the original... Now, when I mentioned that at the beginning that I was modeling all this out and I was using the model viewer as reference, I'm not kidding. If you hear me talking about in detail how things are supposed to be structurally, I'm going by memory. So there was, in this spot here, from here to here, it was a bunch of boarded off 2x4s, but what it actually led to was a second half of the bowling alley. So what we saw in game, there was actually and equally just as many aisles on the other side. And this here was just a divider in the middle between the two. Alright, so now we are out front. So I'm going to go this way. I'm just exploring. Fog's getting pretty thick though, can't see much of anything. And then that's just gonna... Okay, that's everything. We are still in front of Pizza Bolorama. Are we already at it? Now, one thing we have not seen is usually the mannequins would actually get thrown out on the street, out from these fences and stuff. I'm not seeing it. This should not be here. This was actually... Is this supposed to be the Historical Society? Yeah. Yeah, so the Historical Society, you know, you had the building, a few parking spots, and then in the back of the parking lot was a dock to the river. And it was, this little runoff with a gate and everything. And it went down to the river. Not sure where they put it on the left. Can't get off the road. It's just a ditch there. I'm gonna take it the whole way to the bridge. I want to see what we see. But we have a body. We have a body. Got James's shoes. I'm also, well, I think it was Silent Hill 3 that started the zoom and examine camera option. I believe you just held in L3, which I am not getting here, so I assume they forgot that control too. I might have been in Silent Hill 2, I can't remember off the top of my head. I can leave by not leaving. I can only leave by not leaving. Nothing else. So what did we hear? Unless it was the door to the Historical Society. Maybe that was closed. No! Hey, hi. Did you get thrown and I didn't see you? I'm sorry. I've been missing a lot of things lately. Not sure why this is kind of a enemy-free zone, though. I mean, I know we met Angela, but Angela sees her own monsters, just like Eddie. Garage Jack level. I feel like that should have gone to something. Do I want to further investigate? Like, that should have went to something. A lever found behind a gas station. So what would that be used for? I don't have my phone. I don't want to miss out on a puzzle. Because it was so random out in the open that it could not have been to something main story related. Like a key, that's a progression lock. You cannot go to where you need to go without the key. This was extra. So this goes to something. I'm going to be right back. I am going to go get my phone. Alright, I am back. I am sliding my cat child over here beside me. Yes, you're cute, Sable. Okay. I am not going farther until I know what this was for. I mean, I could go back and explore, but I don't want to waste the time, even though I did waste the time to go get my phone. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Garage Jack lever. Oh, in the garage door near Jack's Inn. What? Oh. I know where that's at. We're going back. Where am I? Okay. Detour. Well, not really a detour. It's more of a backtracking. There's nothing here on this side. Roads are blocked off. What's this? Where are we? All right. Here we are. The power of Google. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's unlock the store. That's just a garage pit. Nothing. That's just open both doors. Photo. Made it. 20. Okay, so we did this all just for one of the photos. Oh, well, we got more. The main news. So now we are officially trying to make this set in Maine, which again, the games never stated the exact town, ever. I mean, fans theorized it was Maine because of all like the Stephen King references, and he likes to make all of his stories set in Maine, supposedly. But the games never, ever said Maine. Mass layoffs at Brookhaven Hospital threatens the institution's future. The layoffs were reported on last month and continuing. Over 10 people have been let go, which has resulted in the hospital staff, reduced the hospital staff by more than half. The situation has not improved. Staff shortages will put patients at risk. Brookhaven is a hospital with a history. It was established in 1810 when a deadly epidemic swept through the Silent Hill area. Ever since, it has incessantly brought help to the residents of the town. However, no more have made their voice heard about how the presence of a psychiatric hospital in the middle of town has a negative impact on the local community. Residents fear that an incident from 2 years ago might repeat itself. And I saw something over here. Just more bullets. And I guess that's it. I mean, if they add like little things like this, I was kind of hoping that we'd kind of have like a Dr. Kaufman kind of thing from Silent Hill 1, where like there's that secret side story for like a different ending, or to get to like a good plus ending, even though there's no real good plus ending in this game. That said, supposedly I heard that there's like 2 new endings that they added for this. So in that case, adding a secret side story would be kind of cool, similar to the whole Dr. Kaufman side story. With, I don't even know where I'm at right now. Okay, I'm back on the road. With, the whole, Eglyphotis thing, and the White Claudia drug, and the whole pretty much the entire drug trade side story in Silent Hill 1 related to Dr. Kaufman. That needing to be completed to be the only way to really save Sybil. Alright. Now to the Historical Society. Still not sure why we're not dealing with any monsters here. Usually the only time in game where we've ever dealt with no monsters whatsoever has usually involved Laura's presence. I'm trying to think of any kind of part in the game where that wasn't the case. I should probably save again. I'm gonna pop in Pete's real quick. Yeah, so they made the bowling alley half as wide. I mean, I'd assume when they were making this, they had access to the actual game files in some sense to at least be able to explore it. I mean, at the very least, if I was developing this game, I would at least have myself a pirated copy of Silent Hill 2 on PC, because you can't buy it anywhere else otherwise. And then just use some mods for the model viewers to just see every nook and cranny of the original game. Even if you weren't using it, it would at least give you a lot of help in terms of everything else. Alright, now we have that. Let's go to the Historical Society. We did all that backtracking for a photo. Oh, wait. The dock is here. There it is. Maybe? Yes. The dock is here. We just don't have the parking lot. Or do we? Well, I mean, we do still have the parking lot, I guess. It's just the parking lot doesn't wrap around front now. Oh, Sable must have gotten down. Now I just have an empty chair beside me.
She better not be laying behind me.
Cat has a tendency to lay at my feet around my wheels, so anytime I ever go to get up, you gotta check for insurance fraud. Alright, let's save. This puts us at about 2 hours. Alright, so I'm gonna call it quits here for now. Next time we'll explore the Historical Society and then work our way down to the prison and labyrinth. That should be fun.